different ways to. The technique is the same. This is the classic one, and we call it with a Turkish name, Ebru. And because this technique, which was born in Orient, arrived in Italy and Europe through the Turkey. And they were so clever in making beautiful flowers on the ground. So this is the Ebru technique with the flowers. Here first I make the ground with the orange and yellow colors first, then the light blue, and the previous color remains between the new drops, making like veins in the marble. That's why we call marbling technique. This is with the fishes. When I do something like that, I don't know exactly the shape of the design I will have at the end. I make the ground first, then I put the drops, and as I told you before, I let the shape of the drops to suggest me how to go on with the work. It's very interesting, yeah. And this is, I made a series of landscape or something like that, and I wanted to leave in each one part with a typical design of the marble paper. It's very important to balance the density of the glue with the density of the colors, because both the glue and the colors are water-based, so they easily mix together. And it's very important to balance. And there are a lot of different variables. I mean, the humidity, temperature, it's like a vegetable soup. So it goes bad after a while, but if it's cold, it's thicker. So I make the paint myself, of course. I add some ox gall. It works on the come si dice? It works like on the surface tension, and it helps the colors to, I cannot stop, to float, to expand, and to float on top. So I must take care to not put more color or more thick than the paper can absorb. It's more important the absorbency than the quality. But if it's too absorbent, we lose the details. And because the glue is a little sticky, the color follows the comb. But when I stop, the color stops. So I can control the design, because I must be able to repeat the same pattern many times. I can put the paper any time, and the paper will absorb the pattern, the color. And so when it's so liquid, I cannot have the colors very bright. Now I put the paper, taking care to not leave bubble of air between the paper and the surface of the color, and it's ready. Now I take off the excess of glue. And all the color is gone. It's very important the absorbency of the paper. I made this in a tray like that one you saw before. Then I decide to cover one part of the tray to have the one color only on one side. So I covered this part to have the blue only here, and I covered those two parts to have the brown only here, because now easy to control all the drops. And of course the yellow and green here. And also I have to study which color must be the first, which the last, and I have to figure which shape will have the first after all the others, because each one push the other colors away. Here the last color was the red here for puppies and the
Little pup.
other designs. This is an homage to Van Gogh. I made a series of landscape or something like that. This is a different. Of course, to have the white frame, I have to mask this part. And then I take off this piece after marbling. When I do something like that, of course, first I make a little pocket. Then I compose the white part, attaching piece of paper here, masking this part. And after the marbling, I take them off. So they are not attached. They are... Because I like the idea to do something also a little more modern. I like the idea to use old processes also for modern designs. Here I was studying about fossils included in the marble. This is reflection of it.
Yes.
See. The round, the circle, it's the nature, is not my ability. This is another one I can show you. This. Yeah. I made that when I was invited in Japan for a demonstration.
Cherry blossoms.
It was a cherry blossom season, so I invented at the moment several designs. I left there few of them and I took one for my collection. Of course, I like to show my work, and because getting old, I like the idea to show the work also to somebody who can maybe continue this.